I don't believe it's bigotry to speak out against what you believe is wrong in terms of behavior, and what you see is wrong in terms of behavior. I don't think you are being a bigot. I am not judging anyone because they're not Jewish or they don't believe as I do or because I don't like what they believe. It is a question of behavior, and we are objecting to what we see as certain kinds of behavior. And in these groups, yes, we are generalizing. We're generalizing because we hear hundreds and hundreds of stories, maybe thousands by now, that are shockingly similar. It's uncanny. It's like they're coming from a script from Hollywood. Unification Church is part of it. It's by no means the only one, and it is, to my way of thinking, certainly not the worst anymore.
Certainly not growing.
It is not the worst. There are many, many others. Because there are thousands of facts to fit this, I don't believe this is bigotry. This is empirical investigation.
Okay, well, how do you deal with my experience then? My experience, I was a biochemist, a research biochemist in England. I was an atheist, very much living for a nice salary, having a good time. Traveling in California, I met the Unification Church, discovered God, discovered the divine principle, a very deep and profound worldview, became inspired with a vision of eternal life and a purpose of building God's kingdom on earth. I became very moved. I converted myself. My mother, who's a very devout Roman Catholic, she said, I don't know what's with this Reverend Moon, but if he can get you to believe in God, there's got to be something good going on out there, because she tried for years and years and years. And since that time in 1975, I've devoted myself to what I feel is one of the highest ideals available in the religious community. Reverend Moon does not go around bad-mouthing other people's religions. He doesn't tell us to hate Jewish people, hate Christians, hate Muslims. He has said very clearly the Jewish people are our elder brother, the Christian people are our younger brothers. We're the baby in God's family. We have to really behave ourselves.
Right, let me give Mr.
I would just like to, I've never used the term brainwashing. I've always used the terms mind control, which I'd like to define for you, since you obviously don't understand what I mean, and like for your viewers. Mind control consists of behavior control, information control, and thought control. And in terms of those three things, I feel a group is considered a destructive cult when there's deception, not only deliberately holding back information, but deliberately twisting information in order to make it more palatable for a person to be involved. When the person is lured away to an isolated area, where the person is not allowed to talk freely with any other potential convert, any newcomer, where the person is not allowed to be alone for a minute, even to go to the bathroom, when the person is subjected to intensive indoctrination, sometimes 12, 14 hours a day, whereby you receive this information and you ask questions and they say that's a very good question that'll be answered in the next lecture.
Sound like a destructive
Is the person allowed to leave?
The person,
which is the critical question.
Okay, good, because I was involved in the 3-day workshop, which was the primary mechanism for recruiting people, and essentially the line was this: if the person stood up and screamed at the top of their lungs, I want to get out of here, you people are manipulating me, I'm being held against my will, that person would be ushered out, because that would create negative vibes amongst the other potential converts. If a person said, I don't want to be here, I want to leave, the person would be told either, the van is broken, the van is not here right now, it'll be back in a few hours, just go back into the lecture hall and you'll get it, or be taken into the chapel and be subjected to emotional coercion and psychological coercion. And people have been known to jump out of second floor windows, people have had to climb over barbed wire fences, people have had to go hiking for 3 hours in the middle of the night. I can give you 400 testimonials about the Unification Church.
All right, did you ever have to climb over a barbed wire fence?
Personally, no. I got out of the group because I was awake for 3 days without any sleep, because I was told that everyone on my team had to make a minimum of $100 a day selling flowers, and if they didn't, they had to stay up all night. I was up for 3 days. I drove my van, I fell asleep. I drove it into the back of a tractor-trailer truck on the Baltimore Beltway. After I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, the Unification Church did not want to pay for my medical bills. The Unification Church, I was useless to them at that point, so I had to ask permission to go home and visit my sister, which I was able to get permission. And then finally, my family asked me, would you talk to some ex-members? Please, you've been in this for 2.5 years. I agreed. I talked with them. And then I started to see an entire different organization, one in which, in fact, I had many experiences as a leader that ordinarily I would have been able to say, this is wrong, this is morally wrong, I can't participate in it, and yet, because of the mind control that I was under, bowing to Moon, praying to Moon, following Moon, I was unable to assess
People do
what
not
was
pray
right.
to
No.
Reverend Moon. You're lying again.
Only Japanese members
Reverend Moon
and the
teaches
Korean
us to
members.
pray to God.
Yes.
He does not teach us to
We
pray
have
to
to take another
himself.
call
In
on
any
that,
case.
excuse me. We'll be back right after these words, and hopefully we'll be able to take your phones as soon as we come back. Welcome back. We're going to try the phones again, and we hope that they're going to work this time. Line 3, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'd just like to make a comment
Yes?
about what was stated earlier, that the older religions haven't used coercive tactics. From what I've studied, the Jewish religion and the Christian religion had used same tactics, if not through your parents, then through the members in your community. Those same kind of tactics in other forms, but yet same basic tactics was used to strengthen and help their religion grow.
All right, Mr. Hassan, you've been shaking your head no while the caller was speaking.
I haven't heard of anything in terms of the Jewish religion using tactics like the Unification Church or other destructive cults. So
I think